The story of the 1937 Rolls-Royce Phantom III is not merely a chronicle of an automobile. It is an exploration of the absolute zenith of pre-war engineering, a moment in time where human ambition and mechanical precision fused to create what was undeniably the finest machine on the planet. To understand the gravity of this vehicle, one must first look at the world it was born into. In the mid-1930s, as the clouds of global conflict began to gather, Rolls-Royce decided to replace the legendary Phantom II with something so advanced that it felt like science fiction to the elite of the era. The result was the Phantom III, the first and only V12-powered Rolls-Royce until the modern era returned to that configuration decades later. Underneath a hood that seems to stretch on for miles lies the mechanical heart of a titan, a 448 cubic inch aluminum alloy V12 engine. This 7.3-liter masterpiece was a radical departure from the straight six engines of the past, boasting overhead valves and a sophisticated twin ignition system featuring two distributors and 24 spark plugs. This level of redundancy was borrowed directly from aviation standards, ensuring that even if one ignition bank failed, the car would continue its silent progress without the passengers ever noticing a tremor. This engine produced an estimated 165 to 180 horsepower, but in the world of Rolls-Royce, horsepower was a vulgarity rarely discussed. What mattered was the massive, locomotive-like torque that allowed this 6,000-pound monument of steel and silver to accelerate with the effortless grace of a shifting tide. The connection to the sky was more than just a metaphor. The engineering team that developed this V12 was the same group refining the Merlin engine, the very power plant that would soon drive the Spitfire fighter planes to victory in the Battle of Britain. When you lift the heavy hood of a Phantom III, you aren't just looking at an engine. You are looking at the direct ancestor of aero-engineering excellence. The sheer scale of the car is difficult to grasp until you stand beside it. With a massive 142-inch wheelbase and a total length that can exceed 220 inches, depending on the custom bodywork, it commands the road with an intimidating presence. This particular masterpiece features a Coupé-chauffeur, or Sedanka de Ville body style, handcrafted by the legendary firm of Hooper and Company, who held the royal warrant for the British monarchy. This specific layout perfectly captures the social hierarchy of the 1930s, where the chauffeur sat in an open front cockpit, exposed to the elements, while the owner was cocooned in a rear compartment that rivaled the finest drawing rooms in Europe. The craftsmanship of the body is a testament to a lost art. The roof section over the driver is a marvel of manual engineering, designed to slide back and tuck away with a precision that makes modern mechanisms look clumsy. Inside the rear cabin, the world of 1937 remains perfectly preserved. Passengers are surrounded by the scent of Connolly leather and the visual warmth of hand-polished walnut veneers. In this specific car, the luxury reaches a crescendo with an original Lalique crystal interior light, a detail so exquisite and rare that it serves as the crowning jewel of the interior. Every switch, every handle, and every grain of wood was chosen and fitted by hand, requiring thousands of man-hours to complete a single vehicle. On the road, the Phantom III introduced a level of ride quality that was decades ahead of its time. It was the first Rolls-Royce to feature independent front suspension, utilizing a complex coil spring design that allowed the front wheels to react to imperfections without disturbing the composure of the chassis. The steering, despite the massive weight over the front axle, was designed to be precise and manageable at cruising speeds of 80 miles per hour. The 4-speed manual transmission, featuring synchromesh on the top 3 gears, was engineered for silent operation, a hallmark of the brand. A skilled driver could move through the gears so smoothly that a full glass of champagne in the rear compartment would not lose a single drop. Most of the time, the driver would pull away in second gear, utilizing the V12's incredible low-end power to glide away from a standstill. The braking system was equally impressive, utilizing a mechanical servo driven by the gearbox to provide massive stopping power for the 3-ton vehicle with only a light touch of the pedal. Only 727 of these chassis were ever produced before the outbreak of World War II forced Rolls-Royce to pivot entirely to the production of aero engines. This rarity makes the Phantom III one of the most sought after prizes in the world of classic car collecting. It represents the final era of the great Rolls-Royces, built with a total disregard for cost and an obsession with perfection that is simply impossible in the modern age of mass production. To see one today is to witness the physical manifestation of the phrase, the best car in the world. It is a machine that does not just transport you across a map, it transports you through time, back to an age when the motor car was the ultimate symbol of human ingenuity and aristocratic elegance.